Very briefly here, I want to take a moment to talk about moving forward into our peer reviews. So as you've no doubt experienced in your first module, there were some ups and downs for the peer review process. And on my end, for scoring the summaries, I also know there's a certain set of patterns that I really think that you're better able to resolve than perhaps I'm able to. So when you're in your Blackboard and you go into your peer review group and you look at your group wiki, I've updated the directions with a little bit more information now. And at the bottom here, you're going to see this section on summary endorsement and the peer review conversations. The idea is this. I've prepared a quick survey for you to complete to help you to give feedback to your peers. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to go through and I'm going to take apart and give feedback to David's template summary here. And before I do that, I'm going to click on this survey link here, and it's going to open in a new tab. And when I do that, I'm going to see this really simple survey. It's point and click. My name is David, and confusingly I'm scoring a draft for also David. So when you document this, it gets saved as well. And it's going to be asking a bunch of questions here that you can answer pretty succinctly with just a push of a button. So we look in another tab at David's document here, and I'm looking at it, and I say, okay, I'm looking at it, I get it, I can read through this. You can imagine this is a student's paragraph, one of yours, for example. And does your peer's draft exceed one paragraph in length? No, it looks to be one paragraph. Good. So, yes, it does not. So, no. Good there. How many words does the draft contain? So, here's an opportunity for me to make sure that I'm making sure my peer's draft is meeting the minimal assignment requirements. And you can open up Word. You can go to a website that counts words if you want to. This document seems to contain only 100 words, I'm noticing here in the bottom side. So, that is too brief. And I can leave a comment on that. I can say it has fewer than 240 words, okay? And when I do that, I get a pre-scripted comment. According to the summary assignment directions, the summary paragraph needs to be between 240 and 260 words in length. I can right-click on this and I can copy it. I can go back to the comment section here at the bottom here, and I can add that comment. And I continue on. How many sentences does the summary contain? Well, it looks like it has only one sentence. That's too short. So 1 to 5 sentences, and I click on that, and it spits out another piece of remark I can give. The summary appears to have too few sentences. Remember that the draft must contain 6 or more sentences. And I just, per the directions, copy and paste this remark into this document here, my document field for the comments, and I keep going. Is the peer draft double-spaced? It's not double-spaced here, and maybe that's because, your peer made the choice to single-space it for the wiki, and it's going to double-space it later. Nonetheless, we can say, no, it's not double-spaced. And we get a new comment to give here. The final draft needs to be. And all we're doing is reminding our peer that that needs to be the case. And we continue on. Is the peer paragraph indented half an inch from the left margin? There is no indentation here. And again, maybe because it's in the wiki it doesn't have the indentation, but it does in the Word document. But for the time being, just as a reminder, as a courtesy to our peer, is your peer's paragraph indented 1.5 inches from the left margin? No, it's not. And on the next page, we get a remark we can copy in here, and all we're doing is going through the assignment directions and making sure this first draft passes muster, that does what it needs to do. Does your peer's summary have a topic string that identifies the text title accurately? Does it name the author or author's full names? Does it restate the source text main idea? Let's say that it does. Let's say it's missing one of these. Which one is it? So we get to decide. Let's say that it doesn't do this one thing here. And we can include that information here, right? We can include that. And let's see, then there's a final comment here. If your peer's draft has not contained any of the above issues and you just got through it and there were nothing for you to copy, here's the comment you're going to give. Your first draft meets the assignment requirements for its formatting, length, and topic string requirement, and after reviewing your summary paragraph, I'm endorsing your draft to move into the second round of peer review. And so imagine this paragraph had met all those things. It had enough words, it had an indent, it was double-spaced. You can leave this comment here now, and your peer knows that this paper, this summary, is in good form. It does everything the assignment asks it to do in terms of its format, its arrangement, its topic string. And now we can move into the real substantial part of things, and so we get more feedback. So once your draft has these comments and you've been endorsed in this way, well, now you can move into the second round of the drafting and that peer review idea, that peer review conversation that Tara gets into in the PRC video. So when you go back to the directions, you see that content here. You see that material at the bottom here for the peer review training module 1 link. So be sure to go through that because you want to give more substantial feedback too. But for the time being, For that first Sunday deadline, for this first reading in Module 2, you want to complete this checklist to make sure your peer is getting good feedback. And this is a nice thing for you too, because sometimes we don't feel comfortable giving feedback, or sometimes we're not sure how to say something to our peer. With this survey, though, you have the opportunity to draw specific advice out, put it onto paper, copy and paste it, and give it to your peer. And so that's the idea here for you for this first round of feedback. And of course, you're going to continue into a second round of feedback, so be sure that you're practicing these things throughout each reading.